Captain StarLog, October 14th, 2016. Welcome back, everybody. It's time for another Captain Foley's Captain's Log, or StarLog in this case. As you've noticed from the thumbnail title, I'm going to be talking about Star Trek Enterprise in this one. And yeah, I've been rewatching it and I got a few things to say about it so far. But before we do that, I just want to point out in this one I'm not going to be addressing any of the comments and questions from my last Captain's Log, and I apologize for that, guys, but there was over 234 of them. Even though I said no Discovery Talk, there was a little bit of Discovery Talk, but it was mainly just you guys telling me to ignore the haters, ignore the negativity, do what we do because we do a good job, and I appreciate all of that. In the last one I did talk about how I don't really enjoy making videos anymore all the time, and that's been an ongoing thing ever since the beginning, but I was just in a bad mood that day when I made that Captain's Log, and I just wanted to get those feelings expressed to you guys. But there was a lot of positivity in the comments, and I really want to thank you guys for all of that. And I'm sorry if I don't get to your comments and questions in this one, but there's just so many, and I want to keep this one kind of short and concise. I know what I need to talk about. I need to talk about a few things today, and it's just going to eat up too much time. So what I'm thinking of doing is when Samuel is here in 2 weeks, well, a week and a little bit now, when he's here, we're going to do a Captain's Log or a Facebook Live or something, maybe both, where we address your comments and questions together. So we're going to go through and kind of pick a few of these questions and stuff in here and actually talk about them together on screen and have a kind of back and forth between him and I, which might be more interesting for you guys and kind of a special thing. So feel free to put any questions and comments in this Captain's Log, and we will see how it goes. The next few Captain's Logs, I might not get to every one, just for that particular reason. Eventually, I might get back into that habit, but it's just becoming that there's so many views on the Captain's Logs that and so many comments that it's very hard to do all of that now. So I'm going to have to find a new method of going through and selecting the best questions and comments and things like that for you guys, so I can keep it under an hour. I know I wouldn't want to watch somebody really talk for an hour, depending on who it was. So I thank you to anybody that does do that for me. There are a lot of diehard fans out there that do follow me on a regular basis. Actually, I want to mention one comment. Skyla, one of our Trekyards admins, said, it's great to see the Captain's Log get so many views. I remember when it was just a couple hundred with a few dedicated viewers and we all had a chance to have our say. She hasn't commented on one for quite a while, so I really appreciated hearing from her. Thank you, Skyla. But like I said, she's one of the Trekyards admins, so I get to talk to her on a regular basis, so that was great. But anyway, let's get into kind of the meat and potatoes of this episode, which, as you've seen, is Enterprise. I have my Hallmark Enterprise here, and I have my Bandai Light Up Enterprise here. This is a great little model, beautiful model actually, all lit up, great lighting. So it's a lit model, and as my daughter would say, that means it's a good thing, because if something's lit, it's good. That's the new slang, I don't know, but it's a lit model for me because it's got lights in it. So it's a very lit model. It can be taken both ways. So there's that, but as I said, I'm watching Enterprise again. I'm like halfway through season 2, and I had forgotten how good Enterprise was. Enterprise, for me, really got jaded by season 3, and that's coming up, so I'm dreading it. The whole Xindi thing really stuck in my craw, and I think it turned a negative light on the good parts of Enterprise. And there's so many. In the first 2 seasons, it's all about Starfleet getting out there and exploring and running into problems, and it's early Starfleet, early Federation history, and it's great. There's still my main issue that it doesn't jive with my established canon because of FASA and all that, and there's a few other people that hold that view as well. However, it doesn't mean it's not good. It's very good. There's a lot of great episodes, a lot of great standalone episodes, and one thing I really like about Enterprise is the continuity, the fact that they reference other episodes that have happened before, incidences that happened last week or the week before, which we never hear in TOS. TNG, all the other ones, you do get those little references, but they're not as numerous, and as, you know, they're out there exploring, and they've been out there for a year, you know, almost 2 years now, and it's great to hear them reference what happened last week, the month before, because they're so excited. It's all fresh in their minds. It's a fresh new history, and last night's episode was called Dawn, where Trip got shot down. He was in a shuttle, got shot down by an enemy shuttle, and they basically have to help each other survive. And what it is, it's a ripoff of a movie called Enemy Mine. If you haven't seen it, look up Enemy Mine, M-I-N-E, with Dennis Quaid and Lou Gossett Jr. It's basically about this Earth Alliance who's fighting this battle against the species called the Drax, and they get shot down. They shoot each other down on this planet, and they have to survive there together for, I think, a couple years, maybe. The Drax gets pregnant, and little zombies, and it's great them getting to know each other, and enemies becoming friends, close, dear friends. And this episode, Dawn, is basically the one problem I have with it. It's a basically shot for shot from the movie of how they get to know each other, how they fight at first, and then learn how they have to work together, things like that. Now, they didn't go into quite as much detail as the movie, obviously, but I definitely recommend you check out that movie if you haven't seen it. Enemy Mine, okay? Worth a view. It's very good. And then go watch the episode Dawn of Enterprise, and you'll see the similarities. It's amazing. But what I was getting to in that with that whole tirade there, in that episode, Trip thinks he's going to die. He's lying down, and he's referencing everything he's done in the past like year or so. How he got pregnant and all this stuff, and it's great. I think that's the great thing about Enterprise. Fantastic character development, although I do still think it very much, like Star Trek 90210. There's a lot of emotion flying around. Archer gets very pouty and aggressive whenever the Vulcans show up. And there's, Trip's the same way when Archer says he can't go on an away mission. It's just very emotionally charged. I don't know if that's because they're, new to space, and it's like the humans are all excited, and, we aren't as advanced as we were in TOS or TNG. I don't know. It's just, it comes off as very 90210 to me. Very drama-filled, which is fine. One thing I really have to say, I do appreciate T'Pol a lot more this time around. T'Pol is really growing on me as a character. I used to not really like her at all, but the way she reacts to things, I actually really enjoy now, and she's very quickly becoming one of my favorite Star Trek Enterprise characters, at the very least. And one of my, up there with Star Trek characters. One person I cannot absolutely stand is Hoshi. And this goes back to the 90210 thing. She's very whiny. Wah, wah, wah. I don't like being in space. I don't want to go on this away mission. I'm not good enough. It gets really irritating really quick. And so she's quickly becoming one of my least favorite characters in Star Trek. T'Pol's definitely rocketing up there. So this second viewing is really bringing back my love for Enterprise. And I wanted to share that with you guys, because a lot of you guys have kind of given me shit for slagging on Enterprise, and I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just not, as I said, it kind of messed with my established canon, and because you got to remember, I grew up in the 80s when we had FASA materials and Starfleet Battles and stuff to fill in the gaps between movies. We didn't even have a new series imagined that it would happen. So we ate up and worshipped everything that was released, all the technical manuals. Mr. Scott's Guide to the Enterprise was considered canon back then, things like that, because between movies we had a real hunger for that kind of stuff. So we read that stuff. It was our canon, it was our Bible, it was our life. And then they come along with Enterprise and go, nope, none of that happened. This is actually what happened. That bugs me a little bit still. But on Sunday, this leads in beautifully to the Sunday podcast we're doing this Sunday is about, is Enterprise Prime Timeline? And the commander and myself discuss it. He didn't grow up with FASA. He grew up with Enterprise being canon, which is fine. So we have two totally different views on it. And we kind of talk about some theories of what it could be, why it could be like that. And it's a great podcast. So look for it on Sunday, guys. So in short, Enterprise is growing on me. I'm enjoying it a lot more this time, although I'm dreading season 3, which is coming up in a few episodes. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep you updated on that. But the whole Xindi story arc really took me out of Enterprise and really cast a negative light on the first 3 seasons of Enterprise for me. Even the season 1 and 2, which I'm rewatching now, which I find amazing. Because of season 3 and the way it drew me out of it, and I didn't watch all the time, seasons 1, 2, and 3 automatically are just not good. And then season 4 goes, oh, okay, well, they're kind of picking up the pace. They need to fit in, like, basically 4 years of the series into one season. So it really blows up in season 4, which is amazing. And I do like a lot of stuff in season 4. So there you have it, guys. I'm sorry for everyone that loves Enterprise and thought that I hated it. I don't hate it at all. I think it's great. and I'm really getting a new appreciation for it. So that's the gist of today's episode, or a Captain's Log. Now, one thing I want to point out to you guys, here's a few things I need to talk about, okay? I got a list, and it's on my trusty communicator notepad. So, see, communicator notepad. You flip it open and you got my list. Right. Anyway, new website has been launched. The new Trekyards.com is up and running. We had a few minor hiccups when we launched it, but it's great. I want to thank Dean Lewis, the new website designer and guy that's taking care of it for us. He's doing a fantastic job. It's pretty much bare bones right now. We're going to be adding a lot of stuff to it over our history, our lifetime. So please keep checking back with it. There will always be new and cool stuff, and there's a lot of great visuals, and it's really fun the way we put it together now, I think. So I want you guys to go check it out. Give me your opinions on it. Give me your thoughts on it. Any suggestions you have would be awesome. There is a store element there that you can click. It's not up and running yet. It's under construction. That's a work in progress, and I will keep you posted on all of that, those elements and things. And of course, in the store element, we'll have the comm badges available, t-shirts, mugs, things like that. We don't know exactly 100% what we're doing yet. Please stay tuned for that if you're looking for some Trekyards swag. Which leads me, ironically, into our Indiegogo campaign that we've launched. We're over 80% funded already for it, which is great. We got like a week left in it for our trip. Well, it's paid for Samuel's, flights and our hotel and stuff over there. A lot of it's going to be, it's a lot lower goal. It's only $1,500 goal this time, because we're going to be staying at my place and we don't have all the expenses that we would normally have. So thank you to everyone that's contributed. There's a lot of fantastic perks. Comm badges are one of them. They are limited, but the comm badges are one of them. They will be mailed out while we're in the States, hopefully, if we have time, to save on shipping costs. Otherwise, they will be mailed out while Samuel is here. So they'll be out within like a week or two of the campaign ending. So I want you guys to be aware of that. There's also a lot of great prints. You can have the opportunity to get a designer bundle from Andrew Probert and Doug Drexler, and autographs from those guys as well. Plus big poster prints this time, which we didn't have last time. We had the smaller prints. So lots of great stuff. You can get a signed poster print of the refit from Andrew Probert. I mean, how cool is that? So go check it out. I will include a link in the description below, and I'm really looking forward to you guys helping us out with that, because so far we're doing great, but still got a week left. If we can get a little bit of extra cash, we can put that away for future projects and things, and that'll really be beneficial. So thank you to everyone that's contributed, and please go take a look and visit Trekyards.com. You can make donations there too, to our Patreon or to our Facebook or to our PayPal directly from the site as well. So check out the new website, check out the Indiegogo, check out all the new stuff. And now that we have just hit our 2nd anniversary, the beginning of the week, we had a great 2-year anniversary video from all of our guests, well, not all of them, the majority of our guests, which Samuel did a great job of editing together. It was fantastic. Doug Drexler, Rick Sternbach, John Eves, Doug Drexler, Rick Sternbach, John Eves, Larry Nemechek, Scott Nakata, Adrian Wilkinson, Alec Peters, Rob Burnett. The list goes on and on. Lots of great guys. Rob Bonchoon, they were all in there wishing us a happy 2nd year anniversary. And a lot of you guys put together videos as well, which we put on the Trekyards page, wishing us a happy 2nd anniversary, which is amazing. We love that. You guys are some of the best fans in the world, and we really appreciate all you guys have done for us and all the things you say about us. You say some nice things, like we're keeping Trek alive, and this is the best Trek community, a fan-based Trek community that they've seen, and things like that. And it's great to hear that kind of stuff, guys. So thank you so much. I can't thank you guys enough for that kind of thing. So next off is some new merchandise and stuff that I got, which I want to show you guys real quick. As you know, over the last couple Captain's Logs, I've been showing you some stuff from Canada Post. I got a few more things from my friend Dan Hall, who's going to be meeting us down in Ticonderoga. I want to give him some of this stuff, so I wanted to show you some of it. I showed you some of the special commemorative stamps and whatnot. but I only had a limited number of them. I've now got a complete set of the envelopes and stamps, and I just want to share those with you guys right now. So first off, we have Kirk, and these can all be acquired by going to mint.ca. No, CanadaPost.ca. I think you can order them if you're in the States even, or just go to the local Canadian post office. You can get that. Also, mint.ca, as I said, has some great stuff as well. Some coins and currency, Star Trek related. So that was the Kirk one. Here's the Spock. And on the back of each, it's got more pictures and a little brief description. I didn't show the back of Kirk's, but there's the back of Kirk's. Here's the back, or the front of McCoy's, and the back. Of course, we got Scotty, and more descriptions on the back. Commander Core. And of course, my two favorite. We've got the Klingon ship. Brief description on the back with the Enterprise all damaged in the background there. And the Enterprise with Apollo's hand holding it in place. And more descriptions on the back. So that's that. I've also got a great giant size poster from them, which is one of the promotional pieces. So here's one of the big promotional prints that they have. Got all the commemorative stamps on it. Got the little roll of stamps at the bottom. Boldly go, seek out your Star Trek 50th anniversary collectibles today. And then the French on the bottom, because this is Canada. We're multilingual, so multicultural, all that jazz. And the other side has the French on the top. But great addition to the collection. I'll need to find a place to hang it. They're actually giving away a poster of an uncut sheet of the stamps and stuff, which is in a poster format, which is like $250 value. They're giving one of those away on Halloween, October 31st, and I've got tickets for that. Hopefully I win that. So there's that. Also, one other thing that I got from them was this little stamp book. Again, this one's for Dan Hall. I've showed this off before when I first got it. I got it for my birthday from my mother-in-law, but you guys might not have seen it. So 50th anniversary stamp book. It's got some descriptions of the show, a bunch of stamps, Kirk, some ladies, more narratives about Star Trek's 50th, some stamps here, Spock, McCoy, and Scotty. And the Canada Post and Canadian Mint went all out for Star Trek's 50th. Well, Shatner is a Canadian, so is James Doohan. So, you know, there's some fantastic stuff. I don't know what you guys have in the States. If you do have a lot of cool stuff, let me know. I would love to order some, or perhaps have some sent to me. There's more stamps here, of course. And there's my favorite pages right there, the D7 and the Constitution class firing, and the two stamps. A discussion. I love this page too with the schematics in the background. And then all the series and movies posters. And on the back we got the beautiful Connie doing its thing. So there's that. And there's also the lenticular stamps, which I will show you right now as well. Again, those have been showed off before when I first got them for my birthday, but we've got a lot of new viewers on these Captain's Logs, so let me just show you those real quick. So here's the lenticular stamp set. See the Enterprise in orbit there, and it moves towards you. Let me take it out of the plastic. They might be able to see it better. You won't have a glare. So yeah, this Captain's Log is more of a slower pace because I know I have time. I'm not going to be rushed. You still got a glare, but there you see what you see get the main point of it anyway. The Enterprise comes towards you. Star Trek zooms off, and then you got the transporter that I'm transporting out. And this one here is them, Spock and Kirk jumping through the Guardian of Forever. Lenticular. Cool. So, mint.ca and canadapost.ca, or just go to your local Canadian post office if you have a Canadian post office near you, to get this really cool stuff. All right. Now, my mother-in-law is fantastic. My wife's beautiful and fantastic as well. She is a huge Trekkie, as big a Trekkie as me. She's more into TNG and stuff. She can name an episode within like 5 seconds of seeing it. So we're like two addicts, crack addicts living together. We've got Star Trek stuff all over the house. But her mother-in-law is fantastic. She gave me a book, What Would Captain Kirk Do? And this book, I was looking through it, and I thought there's some great stuff. I want to reference at least one thing from this book during each captain's log, because there's some great advice. We'll start off with this one. A captain's log is an invaluable tool. It serves as both a detailed record of events and a personal accounting of the transformative moments that can shape a great leader. Future generations can learn quite a bit from the failures of recorded history. That's why I do these captain's logs, to show you all my failures, so you can learn from them. Like I said, I'm going to be doing quotes and stuff from this book on a regular basis, because there's some fantastic stuff that is it's great life lessons, great advice just for anybody. And this was a great addition. I really want to thank my mother-in-law for this. It was fantastic to add to my collection. And yeah, I don't know what to say. She did a fantastic job. So that's about it. This week's, on Wednesday, we released the Typhon class carrier. During the episode, we keep calling it the Typhoon class, and I apologize for that. What happened was Samuel got a model of it, did up some renders, and said, let's quickly film a mission briefing on this thing. We've wanted to for a while. I was under the impression it was called the Typhoon class, always have been. So it had 2 O's in it when we posted it. Got a lot of flack for that. It's the Typhon class, the Typhon expanse, Typhon class. So it's been changed now, but in the episode we do say Typhoon. I want to apologize for that. So yeah, that's just something that happens sometimes. If it was a fully researched episode, I would have realized it during the research, but it was a quick, Samuel had some renders ready to go. We started filming and just looked at the photos and went under the impression it was Typhoon class. So we apologize profusely. I know we were the ship guys, we're supposed to know, but it's the Typhon class. It's been corrected. It's corrected in the description. It's corrected in the comments. It's corrected in the shared posts on Facebook. So we apologize 1000%, guys, for that. I think that's it. This is a pretty quick captain's log, and I want to thank you guys all for tuning in, of course. But yeah, new love for Star Trek Enterprise. Star Trek Enterprise. And I'm enjoying watching Season 2. Again, I'm dreading Season 3, and I'll keep you guys posted as to how that goes, whether that changes this time around. I'm not sure it will, because I remember why I didn't like it. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And I think that's it for my list. Yeah, go check out the new Trekyards.com, guys. Visit the Indiegogo page. Check out the perks if you're interested in anything there. Please donate. Every little bit helps. And it either helps us to make the show, because Samuel does this thing full-time, which is great. It also, we can get new equipment. We can contribute towards the next trip. A lot of people gave us flack that this is a hobby for us. It's not a job. It's becoming a job. It is a full-time job for Samuel, as it is, to give you guys weekly content, daily content, for free, I might add. So he does this full-time. If he had to get a part-time job or whatever, it would definitely reduce the amount of Trekyards we can produce. And I don't want to do that to you guys. So if you guys can help us out, please do so. Like I said, it's not a hobby. It started out as a hobby, but now it's becoming a passion. We're becoming part of the Star Trek franchise, the Star Trek history, the Star Trek, we're contributing towards the history of the show and reigniting a lot of people's passions for Star Trek. We've got a lot of comments in that regard, that because of the show, they've got back into their old Star Trek stuff. They really think that we've kept Trek alive, and we really appreciate hearing that. That's awesome to hear, and we want to thank you guys again. Even got people into designing starships again and doodling and drawing things. So we have made a difference to a lot of people. We get comments all the time that we've helped people through hard times, and they always look forward to Saturdays. They always look forward to our upcoming episodes and adventures and everything we talk about. So again, thank you to all of you for everything you guys do. And I just wanted to get that point across, and also tell you that I'm really digging Enterprise this time around. And stay tuned. We will find out how season 3 goes for me. All right, so I think there's one more Captain's Log. The next Captain's Log, next week, the 21st, on the Friday, that's the day I leave to go to Ticonderoga. So I'm going to be driving all day. I don't know what that Captain's Log is going to entail. It might address some of the comments and questions from this Captain's Log and the last one, perhaps. Maybe. I might go through and, during the week, select a few questions to actually talk about. But like I said, once Samuel's here, we're coming back on the 24th, which is the Monday. Once Samuel's here for that week, we will be doing Facebook Live chats with you guys. You can ask us both questions, and we might just address some of the stuff that's already been put down in the comments and questions here, and talk about them together, which might be a new kind of format for you guys while he's here. So I think that's something to look forward to, at least, and I hope that you guys are having a great and wonderful week. The weekend's coming up, and I hope you have a great weekend and everything else. And if you can please make it to Ticonderoga, New York, and visit Samuel, myself, talk to Doug, get a tour from Doug, see James Cawley, please do so. It's going to be a fun time, and we will try to get some footage and share some of our experiences down there with you guys. So if you can't make it, you're not going to miss out very much. But if you can make it, we would love to meet you guys. Anyway, guys, I'm rambling, but I wanted to say thank you very much. This is Captain Foley and Enterprise. Signing off, guys. Bye.